All right, so I have the Czech version of the Shadowscapes by Stephanie Pumenlaw, if I pronounced that correctly, and Barbara Moore. This is the second time I have purchased this deck. This was technically, the Shadowscapes by Llewellyn was the first tarot deck I purchased after my Rider-Waite, and so it holds a special place in my heart. I fell in love with it. It was even technically the first tarot book that I really dived into. It's Barbara Moore did the writing, and it's just so poetic and lovely. So obviously not with this deck. I won't be reading the book, but I don't speak Czech. But hold on a second. But I just wanted to share because as soon as I heard that there was, if anyone knows, if you're familiar with Shadowscapes, that tarot deck is so gorgeous, but the cardstock and the size of it is really small, so it doesn't do it justice. Sorry for the glare. But I heard that this one was gilded and a larger card size, and we'll see how the stock is. But this deck is so amazing, and again, it holds a special place in my heart. I was watching Avalon do her top 10 all-time decks, and she mentioned how special this deck was to her, and it's basically how she worded it was exactly how I feel about it. It just brings up, I just remember really diving into the cards and really learning them, and again, it was the first deck I owned after the Rider-Waite, so it was just seeing this whole new world opened up by just this this artwork and falling in love, and even just seeing this has brought back so many memories about it. So yeah, as you can see, it still has the same backing. I think there's a slight color difference. I actually don't even have my copy. Look, gilded. I don't have my old copy, but anymore, so it was even more reason why I was okay, I really miss this deck. And Cosmic Creeper on YouTube was the one who had mentioned that there's this Shadowscapes, European edition that has different cardstock, a different publisher, and gilded. Oh my gosh, it's gilded. It's got to be broken apart, but we are going to work through this together. So yeah, this is going to be a full walkthrough for you guys, but look how gorgeous it is. And I must say, this is it's such a gorgeous deck. I have seen so many, everyone, you don't see too many people that don't love it. And if you don't love it, it's probably because that the cards were so little and the artwork is so detailed. That's the cover card. But yeah, Shadowscapes. Let's see, and actually, the little booklet. So if anyone knows, so the Llewellyn edition, the book is a lot bigger, comes in a bigger box, but you can purchase the Llewellyn version, just the deck itself. There's an option for that. But let's see, yeah. So there's that. So we'll go through the cards, and I'll let you guys know. Again, I don't have the old one, the Llewellyn version, to compare. It is sticky. We have to break it apart. That's okay. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to... It's give this to me. Okay. Alright, so I guess that's the downside of gilded edges, but I have other gilded decks that do not do this, but I am not going to complain because, again, larger card size, larger cards. And I'm hoping the gilding will make it a little bit more, it won't wear out so fast. That first deck I had, I used it so much, but it is not meant to last. It didn't feel like it was, it was flimsy cardstock. And I can't remember if I had the old Llewellyn cardstock or the new, so either way. All right, so yeah, cardstock is still okay. It's not Llewellyn's, but, I don't know, we'll see. I'll do a shuffle at the end after I break them all apart. But here's the full, and look how much bigger it is. And actually, I have the, Lumina to compare size to, but it's bigger than the Lumina, almost as long. So yeah, how amazing. How much can we appreciate this artwork? This card size. So the Fool. Oh, this is going to bring back so many good memories. And the Magician. Yeah, I really did really miss this deck. Oh my goodness. So yeah, thank you, Cosmic Creeper. High Priestess. I always love this Empress card. Gonna learn some Czech, I guess, too, aren't we? Oh my goodness. It's like a glow stick. You have to crack it open. And the Emperor. Yeah, so the comparisons I have seen of it, it seems like the color tone is just a little bit different from Llewellyn's, and the backing is maybe not like quite as purple, but it's still beautiful. It feels, it's smooth, a little bit glossier on the back. There's the Hierophant. Excuse the glare. The Lovers, one of my favorite lovers. You hear that? Oh my gosh, it does sound like a glow stick. Okay, let's free them. There's the Chariot. You got the little Cancer crab. Oh my goodness, it's gonna do it. This, the card size already does it justice though. Strength. Hermit. It is a very magical deck. It does feel, I was trying to think like Avalon called it. It's kind of like a fairy tale, but you know, but not, I mean, it's whimsical. I don't even necessarily call it whimsical. Like, to me, how it felt using this, it felt like it feels otherworldly and beautiful. I mean, it's magical and otherworldly, and I always remember just getting, what is the, like, I used it for a lot of readings, but getting these very empowered messages. Hangman. Sorry, we didn't say a Wheel of Fortune, and there's Justice. And this is one of my favorite death cards. I love the Phoenix. It was just always beautiful messages when I used it for myself personally, and just using it for study deck. And Temperance. So many. I used it so much, like the messages, like for me learning the cards, I like this Devil card too. For me, I was always getting these very profound, like my own personal meanings for the cards, and it was a beautiful way of branching off from Rider Waite. Oh, this tower is intense, and figuring out like what messages can I hold to the cards? You know, what's my own inner compass with these messages? I love that star. I love this. I just love this deck. This is so beautiful. There's the Moon. And small borders that are not very, you know, in the way, garish. There's the Sun. Judgment. And the World, one of my favorite World cards. Yeah, I just always felt like it had positive, you know, I never felt like a very harsh truth-telling deck. Like, Sacerobito. Or what's another one that's kind of snarky, but in a gypsy palace? You know, it doesn't have that. It doesn't feel whimsical to me. I know it's like it's very happy and poetic, but it just feels like this magical world with I don't know, like it connects you to something bigger. I always did like it. When I got this, I really started focusing on doing more business readings for myself and my, you know, like with my own business and, you know, trying to figure things out. And so it has a lot like this, like this card for like planning or, you know, visioning your next steps or where you're wanting to go, visioning your kingdom. I always felt like it was very profound. There's just a lot of, it always was very helpful for me, let me say, for business readings. Even though it's not, you know, it doesn't feel like a very practical deck, but it does feel like if you're needing to come up using your imagination, like imagination is totally fine. This card too, the Three of Wands. This is like being willing to take that next step into the unknown, like facing your fears and taking that next step into the unknown and embracing it and not letting yourself fall back, you know, see where people have come before you. You can take that next step further out. You know, where's your path? Or your path it will be unknown just by virtue. I love this Four of Wands. So celebratory and happy and light and carefree. So yeah, just for mindset wise, for business readings for myself, it always did so well, but it always, even like with reading for others, it was always so good. It's, yeah, playful, but can handle serious matters. I love this Five of Wands. These foxes. Six of Wands. So it doesn't have numbers on the minors, but I guess you're gonna need to know the deck. But luckily, I was about to say, so they have the Six Wands on there, so you can, I mean, especially with the bigger cards, you can actually see see more details. There's the Seven of Wands. I always like this Eight of Wands. I feel like, you know, sometimes the Eight of Wands is like instantaneous, you know, messages coming out, and I feel like, you know, these little seeds are blowing off into the wind. I mean, it still has the original meaning, Rider-Waite meaning, but, you know, it's like, you know, what are you sending out that's going to be bearing fruit in the future as well? So there's like beautiful little, you know, new messages that you can grow from the Rider-Waite system. Nine of Wands. I love this. I like how, you know, that cautious warrior, like he's holding back just a little bit while everyone else is taking flight, just holding back just for a second. And the Ten of Wands is awesome. This reminds me a little bit of the idea of like the Terror of the She. It was like, what is the key word there? It's like basically taking on a noble cause or a noble endeavor, you know, holding up a world for better or for worse, but yeah. And I love the court cards. So there's the Page of Wands. Beautiful. The Knight. It's the Queen. And King. And the Ace of Cups. One of my favorite Two of Cups. Look at that. Three of Cups. And Four. Such a, you know, it just opens up this whole beautiful world and it feels familiar. There's the Five. This also reminds me a little bit of the Terror of the She. And the Six. Yeah, but the Barbara Moore's The Shadowscapes book is really good, by the way. If anyone, it's not like necessarily like with details, but just I always just remembered how like with the poetic messages, it really helped me flesh out my own version or my own definitions for the cards, or meanings for the cards. It really just helped open up my own intuitive faculties to get like, okay, what is this card trying to say to me outside the basic meanings or traditional meanings. It really helped just open me up to new possibilities to how to see the cards. So not to say like anyone else branching off from Rider Waite, like any deck can do that. I believe that any deck can open up a new world for you. But since it was just it's so nostalgic seeing this, because I used it so heavily, I've missed it. But yeah, it really helped open up just new ways of looking at it for me. This is the 8 of Cups. Love this 9 and 10. 10's got a very 2 of Cups vibe to it as well. You know how sometimes like the 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups can always have the same sort of vibe? This one's Page. Oh, it's so magical. I will say also I really love the tarot spreads that come with this deck in the book. I will say Knight of Cups. And the Queen. So, as you can, the card size, does it so much justice, and I'm sure I will like this gilding once I get it all undone. We gotta free the king. There you go. And the King of Cups. Paharu. Alright, so Ace of Swords. I love the Suit of Swords too. I love it all, I'm saying. Oh gosh, hold your horses. And 2 of Swords. A 3. I love the colors. So 5. Six. There's a 7. Remember, this card popped out a lot for me then. There's the 8. 9. It's a beautiful 10 of Swords. So nothing that's like overly scary or super confronting, but still does the tarot justice. There's the Page. I think, yeah, all the pages are feminine and feminine energies, and the Knights are masculine. This is the one that comes on the box of the Llewellyn edition, the Queen of Swords. I love her. And the King. And the earthy suit of Pentacles. And 2 of Pentacles. I like how he's like happily juggling. For all the multitaskers out there. There's a 3. 4. I know, it's like kind of wish if Llewellyn ever does another reprint of this with it like in English to mimic this, because these cards, I mean, the art is just so beautiful. I was even going to say Barnes & Noble had a journal with a mermaid of Stephanie's art, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm like, oh gosh, her artwork is just so beautiful. This is the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, I was going to say, I always love this 5. I like how that little butterfly is there, waiting for her to look up. And the 6, lots of growth. You can see how also like all the suits are very color coded. 7. think it's a spider for 8. Yes. 8 of Pentacles. 9. I love this card. God, I just love this deck. So it's like, I don't know exactly how I'm going to use it now. This is definitely a deck worthy to be used for others. I always got very empowering messages when I used it for others. And yeah. I mean, it's like there's this whole other world in this artwork. I love all the fantastical, mythical creatures, but I love that 10 of Pentacles. And their castle in the background. It's beautiful. Look at all the details. Like that page. But yeah, definitely a deck to be used for others. This, you know, it's gorgeous, right? The Knight. There we go. There's this Queen. There we go. And the King. So, there you have it. And I have like medium size hands. But yeah, again, I'll just show you. Yeah, it's, yeah. Beautiful backing. So, there is that. And I found this from a seller off eBay. And we'll just do a shuffle now. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. So it's not crazy. It's not so big you can't handle it, but you can actually see the artwork without a magnifying glass, and it's not just wasted. You know, I was like, felt so bad that was like, you know how much effort goes into painting a tarot deck. I'm like, oh, I just hated it that it was such small cardstock. You know, not that it kept me from it didn't keep me from loving it. Obviously, I love the deck. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't say no to a gilded, larger version. You know, I don't care if I had to ship from Europe. But yeah, I found this off eBay. If you just type in Czech version of Shadowscapes. And yeah, thank you, Cosmic Creeper, for bringing this deck into my awareness. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'll pull a card for you guys. But definitely do recommend Barbara Moore's book on this. And it has some really great spreads that I used on the regular. It was like a dream come true spread that I just adored. Oh my gosh, adored it. And just fell in love with the way she just wrote about, you know, the energies. It's poetically put, just how the energies of the cards and what's coming out of them, the messages coming out of them. It feels really sturdy too, like all together, and it's like nice, and it's got a good thickness to it. Aw, 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, so I can't read the message, and I don't have my old book, sorry. But yeah, you guys make sure whatever, you know, keep picking your fruit, obviously. I like, keep on keeping on. There's so much more to go. You might not even be aware of yet. Even start with a low-hanging fruit first if you need to get stuff done today. But yeah, it has, so the cardstock, I mean, it's thinner, but it's not, I do think like the gilded edges are going to help keep it a little bit, you know, it's not going to just totally disintegrate. But either way, I mean, this deck isn't like crazy expensive, so if you do love it and you wear it out, it's pretty easily replaceable, thank goodness, versus, you know, like the Lumina or something. But Lumina is like super thick cardstock. I love it. But yeah, this is a gorgeous deck, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for letting me do an unboxing of it for you, and I hope you have a lovely day.